So we're here with Justin Peck, always with a red Solo Cup after the race. You're the Ford man now. Donny, he dropped the Ford. Now you're the Ford guy. How's that been so far this year?
I mean, to start the year, it's kind of been a struggle. Just trying to get our engine program aligned. Just waiting on parts and basically just waiting on heads for the most part. But just trying to get a feel for the engine and try to tune it kind of the way I want to. Every driver has a different feel they're looking for, and I want to feel a certain thing when I'm behind the wheel. And just Shaver's done a pretty good job of giving me that feel. But you just kind of, like I said, waiting on parts. And we got new heads and started running them at Lakeside, and they were really good. Podiumed the next 4 nights and had a win. And
that's the one everybody's been talking about, this new setup you got, right?
Yeah, and then broke a crank today in that engine. So now that engine's out of commission, so I don't know what we're going to do going into Port Royal this weekend. But this engine that we put in the car after we blew that one is the same engine that we ran at Ransomville, so it's just one of the engines that we'd had laying around, and we knew going into Ransomville you weren't going to need a whole lot of engine, so we put this one in. Tonight it probably didn't hurt us either, just being as we put it in after the heat race. But going up to Port Royal, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be tough, but Shaver's working hard. He's building some new engines for us right now, so it's just a matter of time before we get back on track.
Well, and so what was this new combo? Is it something that we're not even used to Donny running? Because obviously Donny's been the Ford guy, I would assume, representing what the best of the best Ford motors that sprint car racing had to offer over the last several years. Was that what you had been running? Is that what's in here now? And this new thing that came out that you tried is something different than even Donny had? Or
yeah, I think it's just when for the last however many years, I guess I don't 100% know what exactly Donny was running. I mean, I know it comes from Shaver. I know it's Fords, right? Like, and that's kind of what we have an inventory of. But for a while, the Fords were pretty good, and Donny was winning, and Zeb Wives was winning, and now we're getting back on track with our Ford program, and I'm pretty happy with the way they run.
And especially the new one you really like. Was that a new thing?
Yeah,
though?
No, it was a used short block that we had. Just basically the same engines that we've been running, just put a different set of heads on it. Maybe change the cam a little bit too. Back to the whole feel of the driver. I wanted something to be a little bit more explosive, so put a little bigger cam in it. And it runs really good. And like I said, we've got more of those exact same engines coming, but it's just a matter of time before we get there. And this engine here is what we call the heads come from a different place. They come from Ford factory. And anyway, like I said, I can't necessarily speak on what Donny was running, but this is pretty similar to what we both had been running throughout the year this year.
Which isn't supposed to be no slouch, technically. I don't think it puts anything out that's bad, I would assume.
No, it's just not necessarily a half-mile motor. I mean, it's great for the short tracks, great for the slick stuff. The throttle's really nice. It does everything a sprint car engine is supposed to do. It's just not necessarily a big track motor. And unfortunately, we hurt our big track motor tonight, which is going to hurt us this weekend, but I don't know. Like I said, Ford, we've been working pretty close with Ford, and I'm really happy with all those guys over there. I think we're going to put out a really nice package. It's just a matter of building our inventory back up and working on porting some heads right now. And we have the castings and stuff. It's just a matter of time. I mean, we have all the parts now. It's just a matter of getting them filed out and getting them on engines.
So whether it's this Ford motor, or I guess there's a different feel to the newer design, what is some of the differences that you initially felt going from the Chevy platform you've been used to your whole entire life, like 90% of the pitting area, and getting in a Ford period? What is one of the adjustments? Is there any? I mean, obviously there has to be some.
Yeah, there's a little bit. It's just more or less different combinations. So like if I say I'm used to running a Ryder 410s, and then I go bolt in a Paul Kistler 410, they're all Chevy 410s. They all run really well. It's just, but there's little different feels, right? Because this engine builder likes this combination of heads, cam, blocks. They all do little different things. Maybe a fuel pump, or maybe they're fuel different, or a different injection on them. So that's basically the difference between like a Ford and a Chevy.
So it really just felt like another Chevy manufactured motor?
Well, it's a sprint car engine. It feels like a sprint car engine. I mean, it has its own traits. Like, it does certain things that are better. There's certain things that are different. The biggest thing for me that I always noticed was they seem to throttle really nice. It seems like you're not necessarily just lighting the tires off as easy. It seems like it makes torque in the right areas.
Power band's a little different.
Yeah, and that's usually where that's where I really liked it. But kind of for the half mile stuff, we've had to change that just a little bit, and that goes back to putting different cams in and just trying different things. And I think each driver's different, right? Like if Tanner Thorson could run my engine and say he doesn't like it and want to change a little this or that, he's just making.
Well, we saw that with Donny and Kerry Madsen. Madsen just liked it even back then.
Well, and that's kind of where we're trying to go back to. Is back to where like Kerry kind of had the engines. I think that's just more or less kind of what I want to feel. And there's really nothing. Really, it's not like a major difference, right? It's not like they're completely different engines. It's basically the same engine. You just tweak a little this or tweak a little that, and that's kind of the direction we're going towards.
So is this more of those motors that doesn't really have that power? That it has a nice power band, but it doesn't have that stab, that go to it, or
yeah, it just doesn't.
It sounds like that's what you're describing, kind of.
The easiest way I could describe it is I want something to explode. Like for me as a driver, I want something to give me all of this power now, and I want to control my foot and back pedal and go back down and just try to basically have the power when I need it and not have to use it when I don't. And this is one of those that is a little bit more mild, but it's a little bit more progressive. It gets there a little slower. It makes about the same amount of power. It's just not all right now. You know,
right.
So my foot could be to the floor and I'm waiting for it to run out rather than I'm the one controlling when it's running.
Is there anything you can do to that? Get to it earlier than usual? No?
Not really. Yes and no, but it's kind of relative. Like I said, like if you're on a short track with slick stuff, it's nice to have this kind of stuff because you're going to detune a big engine anyway.
Well, I mean, if port goes slick and widens out, it may help you too.
It does, but
and that's a momentum track.
It does. Could play into our favor, man. I mean, if it's technical, we're going to be right in the ballpark. It's just the whole thing we've been trying to do throughout the years. We've always felt like these engines race really well, and we just needed to get qualified. And that's kind of what the new style heads with the different cam combination did for us. It just allowed us to qualify and then start to take the power back away and get them to run out a little bit nicer through the slick. So we're gonna play with it. We're all talking about it. We're gonna have another Ford meeting here in the next couple of days and try to get on the same page and get a good game plan together for work.
Well, and then obviously you're running the Rudeen car. It feels like everybody's been expecting this car to take this big leap. They had Eliason in it, Zeb Wise in it, now you're in it. It does seem like, at least over the last week while you had that other engine combo in there, that it looked like the 26 was, I feel like it's almost like the 2 car of the Outlaws. It's got very good funding behind it. We assume no expenses spared. We expect this car to be up front. Do you feel like that's kind of the expectation as well?
Yeah, I'd say everything's there. I really like working with Tyler and Brandon and Ava. I think we have a really good group of guys. I think we have the right people in place to be successful, and I think it shows. Everything we do is super clean, everything's super nice, everybody keeps everything organized. Our race cars, honestly, generally really fast as far as the handling goes of everything, and it's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page and getting our engine situation dialed in. And like I said, Ford's kind of rushed what we're doing here, and Shavers got a really good plan together, and we're on the right track. It's just a matter of building our inventory up at this point. And we're getting ready to do that. I mean, we're on the right track. Well, we have the parts to do it now, so it's just a matter of time. And I'm really happy to be here. Like I really think this is the best opportunity I've had as a race car driver, just as far as having a complete team. Kevin Rudeen's given us everything we need. I mean, we have cars, and we always have fresh tires on the thing. I mean, everybody's happy to be here, and everybody wants to win, and everybody has the proper attitude. It's just like this. I mean, I lost that race at Kokomo because I chose to run the bottom of the last lap, and we didn't talk about it. I mean, I told the guys what I thought happened when I got back to the trailer, and they all said okay, and showed up to the shop the next day, and it was just another day in the office, and we were focused on winning the next one. And that's what it takes to win these championships and to win races. And I feel like we're on that verge. Maybe not necessarily this year, but I'd be willing to bet the 26 is going to be hard to beat.
It definitely looks like you are working out kinks. So June, July, you're expecting to really be a rocket out there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we're
getting the motors in. You're talking about all that,
yeah.
Getting everything aligned. Apparently, that motor package you had, that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly, and we're going to have a couple of them here coming up. It's kind of nice, really. I mean, it sucks, right? You struggle for a little bit in the beginning of the year, but we got the month of money coming up. We got a lot of big races coming up that pay really well, and it's the middle of the summer, man. We start racing a ton, and we're right where we want to be as far as our package of race cars and our guys, and we're getting our engine program really dialed in right now. So I think eventually we're gonna be right where we want to be, and especially Kings Royal, Knoxville Nationals, National Open. I think.
Are you doing the Huset's?
It's gonna be a complete package. Dirt Cup.
Dirt Cup. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay, well, Rudeen, I'll Skagit. I'm sorry. There is like that Skagit Huset's war underground. I feel like there's a little war. Side note, I don't know if you caught my video from the pits earlier, but I was actually sponsored this week to stay around by Little Pecker Landscaping, and I made a person have Justin Peck shirt, and I was like, Little Peck Energy, and I made so many jokes. How do you feel about Little Peck Energy? I mean, if you have the Big Peck Energy, not everybody can be as endowed, I guess, as you or Kyle Larson.
It's funny, I did not like the Big Peck Energy thing when Tony first started saying it. But it seemed like he kept plugging it, and more people started to like it. So I just kind of stuck, and I feel kind of forced into it. But it's grown on me, and I like it. I don't know about the little Peck energy thing. I feel like that's I mean, I am short. I'm like 5'6" or 5'7" or something. But
just spin it. I mean, the comical angle would sell so well.
Hey, I'm easy going. So whatever it is, it is. As long as I'm out here competing for wins, I'm happy.
Well, if it was mixed drink energy, that would be the facts.